Hey guys, what's up? Danny here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys an update on what's going on right now in Ohio. So, despite receiving the all clear to return to their homes, people living in the area around a train derailment and subsequent hazardous chemical spill in East Palestine, Ohio, say they remain concerned about health risks, and some Canadians living on the northern shore side of Lake Erie have also expressed worry. It's been more than a week since a train carrying hazardous materials derailed in northeastern Ohio near the Pennsylvania border and across Lake Erie from southern Ontario. Approximately 50 Norfolk Southern Railroad freight train cars, some carrying toxic vinyl chloride and other hazardous chemicals, went off the tracks in Columbiana County on the evening of February 3rd. Residents in and around East Palestine, a small town around 5,000, were ordered to evacuate. At first, authorities were worried that there could be explosions at the site, but eventually they were able to remove the contents of 5 tanker cars full of vinyl chloride, an extremely combustible substance that is used in plastic production. Draining the chemicals into a trench last week, crews then ignited a controlled burn to get rid of it, creating a thick black cloud of smoke that was visible from above. So basically, the government, they planned on making this extreme burn and stuff, right? And it's just not good. It released all these bad chemicals into the environment. At a press conference on Tuesday afternoon, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine provided updates on the situation. He was flanked by members from the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, the Ohio Department of Health, and other state departments. The governor insisted that after the cleanup by multiple agencies, the air environment near the derailment was clean. That's why people were allowed back into their homes. He claimed to receive a call from President Biden that he was willing and ready to provide anything needed in East Palestine. This train was not considered a high hazardous material train, he said. If true, this is absurd. The Congress needs to take a look at these things and how are handled. We're not leaving East Palestine until everything is done. Mary Mertz, the Ohio Director of Natural Resources, said that beyond initial reports of 3,500 dead fish in area, there haven't been many more non-anecdotal accounts of dead wildlife. The good news is none of these species are threatened or endangered, she said. There doesn't appear to be an increase in fish killed since the first day of the derailment. We will continue to monitor. We don't know any evidence of non-aquatic species suffering from the derailment. Speaking on potential groundwater contamination in the area, Tiffany Kavalech, chief of the Division of Surface Water from the Ohio EPA, told reporters that a nearby river to the crash site, Sulphur Run, remains contaminated, but we are confident it is contained. We have not detected any vinyl chloride downriver, she said, pointing to documents on the Ohio EPA website that show the testing results. Dr. Bruce Vardenhoff, the director of Ohio Department of Health, assured citizens that most of the chemicals in the spill are volatile organic compounds which humans come into contact every day. If you go this afternoon on your way home to pump gas in your car, you're being exposed to volatile organic compounds. If you are burning wood or natural gas in the home, you're being exposed, and certainly if you are smoking or you live with someone who smokes, you're being exposed to actually fairly substantial levels of volatile organic compounds. Now, the good news is that most people can be around these volatile organic compounds at low levels without really feeling health effects. However, it's when people are exposed to VOCs over the long term or at high levels of concentration that they become a health risk, he said. Vardenhoff said he fully encourages all people in the area to continue use bottled water for cooking or drinking while municipal water testing is ongoing. He said the municipal water sources are being fed from deep wells far from the derailment. It's possible that people using private wells might have contaminated water. We have strongly urged all these people on private wells to get their wells tested, and that will be done at no cost to them, he said. The one question the group could not answer, however, was how the cloud of toxic smoke created from the chemical burn-off might affect neighboring areas. When pressured for an answer, officials said that the testing in the immediate area showed safe air quality levels even during the burn, but couldn't provide long-term risks for air quality results for neighboring cities, states, and nearby regions of Canada. So you see, like, they're talking about neighboring cities, states, and nearby regions of Canada, right? So that's all up and down the Ohio river, right? So it runs through multiple states, so the contamination is going to spread a lot. So is there any risk to Canadians? Well, U.S. officials couldn't provide details about the threat to surrounding areas caused by the huge cloud of smoke and ash that came with the burn. Environment Climate Change Canada said to Global News that areas of Canada were highly unlikely to see any impacts from the rail disaster. Typically, the chemical involved in the controlled release in the air, vinyl chloride, was only in the atmosphere for less than 24 hours, with southern Ontario being directly north and southwest to the event location, and with the prevailing winds being for the west and southwest, it could have been highly unlikely that the region would have seen any effect, the statement read. David Epp, a conservative MP representing Chatham Kent Leamington, a region along Lake Erie that falls within a 300-kilometer radius from East Palestine, called the incident tragic, but he said his team didn't have any specific information to give to Canadians living close to the spill area. We will continue to monitor the situation, he told Global News. Many Ohio residents remain wary, with people living both inside and outside of the evacuation perimeter reporting dead pets and wildlife, as well as health issues. One resident of North Lima, more than 16 kilometers from East Palestine, told WKBN TV that her 5 hens and rooster died suddenly last Tuesday, one day after the chemicals were burned off. My video camera footage shows my chickens were perfectly fine before they started this burn, and as soon as they started the burn, my chickens slowed down and they died. So if it can do this to chickens in one night, imagine what it's going to do to us in 20 years, she added. Kathy Reese, who lives in Negley, Ohio, told NBC affiliate WPXI last week that she saw dead fish floating through a stream in her backyard. Don't tell me it's safe. Something is going on if the fish are floating in the creek, Reese said. And while the Ohio Department of Natural Resources had confirmed the chemical spill is responsible for the deaths of at least 3,500 small fish across 12 kilometers of streams, the EPA said that air monitoring in and around Palestine on February 13 did not detect contaminants at level of concern, though they did warn that the byproducts of vinyl chloride can emit smells at levels lower than what is considered hazardous. Despite the assurance, the EPA also said Friday in a letter from Norfolk Southern that chemicals carried on the train continue to be released to the air, surface soils, and surface waters. More fallout. East Palestine Mayor Trent Conway acknowledged people's frustrations with the lingering odors and promised the village is not just taking the word of Norfolk Southern Railway and has EPA representatives involved in air testing. The village drinking water system is being tested daily and is safe, he said. All of the readings have been recording in the community have been at normal concentrations, normal backgrounds, which you find in almost any community, said James Justice, a representative of the EPA, at a briefing last week. Norfolk Southern Railway is offering residents free air quality readings inside their homes and also said it will reimburse their residents for costs incurred during the evacuation. Let's see. So, so that's kind of like the stuff that's been going on and stuff. So people, just complaining about the ecological damage and everything like that. So, lawsuit filed prompted care with anybody living within a 30-mile radius who suffered from anything after this whole incident. So people are suffering from breathing issues all around the area and stuff, right? It's not just in that 30-mile radius, right? The wind is going to bring it into different directions and stuff, right? So let's take a look at when this burn happened specifically. When did the Ohio burn happen, right? Let's take a look at let's see. So let's take a look at some things, guys, real quick, right? So where were the winds? Like was it even windy? Like we gotta check this out, yo. We gotta check this out. So basically, the winds at the time, they said that they were from the southwest or anything like that, right? So anything would probably travel towards like Pennsylvania or maybe like towards Canada or something, right? But I think that some people should be fine, but there was respiratory issues reported like just along the Ohio River and that entire area and stuff. So I think that there's definitely something going on. and that there may be other chemicals to this stuff, right? So it's actually freaking horrible. Like, people are actually reporting dead animals like 16 kilometers away from the spill, which is actually a pretty big distance. I think that might be like almost 10 miles or something, right? So it's freaking horrible, yo. So everybody should just kind of be on the lookout and stuff. And I feel like, yeah, the government may be hiding some things from the people themselves, and like people should just like be on the lookout and stuff, and just like be careful with this stuff. So yeah, obviously the toxic chemicals are gonna travel up and down those rivers. So anybody drinking water up and down the Ohio River, right, they're probably gonna consume some type of water that's probably gonna be contaminated, right? Because all the fish died. The water quality is okay, but all the fish are dying. So like, why does that make any freaking sense? Like, to say like, oh yeah, everything is okay. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. So that's why people should be on the lookout. And that's it, yo. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day and peace out.